HeyBroadway.com, Steve Kazee here with another episode of my video blog here, Backstage at Once. And I thought that I would maybe take this episode and focus a little bit on music. Since our show is so much about music and making music, I thought I would go around and talk to people and see what their feelings are about the kind of music they're listening to now, what's on their iPod, what's the last thing they listen to, you know, those sort of things. And also share with you what I'm listening to these days. Right now, one of the biggest albums that I'm listening to is M83, which is an electro sort of pop sort of synth band. It's a great album. It's called Hurry Up We're Dreaming. If you like sort of ambient, sort of soundtrack quality music, definitely give it a listen. Another album that I've pretty much had on repeat since it came out is Bon Iver's new album, which, you know, I know it's a very sort of divisive topic for people. You either sort of love Bon Iver or you hate Bon Iver. I'm one of the people who absolutely love him. I think he's very sort of ahead of the curve. I think that, you know, 20 years from now, you'll look back on his albums as some of the greatest of all time. The last album that I've been listening to, and I mean absolutely non-stop, is Damien Jurado. An amazing, amazing singer-songwriter. He just came out with a new album called Maricopa. He's got a couple of earlier albums which are just as amazing, St. Bartlett being one of those. I can't get enough of his voice, of his lyrics. He's just a poet. He writes great songs. And then one extra one, The Tallest Man on Earth is someone who I've just recently gotten into, but I'm sort of just absorbing it as quickly as I possibly can. He is it's very Dylan-esque, early Dylan. He's a great guitarist, beautiful, like powerful, raw, emotive voice, which I love. Definitely check out some of his stuff and see what you think. And feel free to hit me up on Twitter. I'm at Steve Kazee, or on Facebook, and tell me some of your musical choices, because I'm always down to like find new music. And I think the best way to find music is the same way that people are finding our show, is to just hear, you know, word of mouth and people talking about it. So what I thought I would do, instead of just talking about music that I like, I thought I would share with you one of my favorite songs off of Damien Jurado's new album. And I could just play it on the iPod for you, but I thought instead I would take my handy dandy guitar. This is my sort of dressing room guitar that I keep around to practice before the shows and to get ready. And I thought I would just play you one of my favorite songs. I've never played this. I'm reading it off of my iPad, the lyrics. So we'll see how it goes. You could mess up my life in a poem, have me divorced by the time of the chorus. There's no need to change any sentence when you always decide where I go next. Many nights you would hide from the audience when they were not in tune with your progress. In the end, you are like the journalist who turns what you sing into business. Oh, 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 oh. You could use to be more like a hero, a darker shade of damaged distortion, wearing death like a cape or a costume. Cut your ties and leave town when you want to, killing time till I pass through the chamber, or the room where you keep my replacement. So fed up still you're starving on paper. You'll know him but he's you, only better. Oh, oh, oh. Leave me an exit to damage I could use a ledge to jump off of. I wasn't lying when I said this was over. I have questions that lead to more questions, running time that will cut off my fingers. Wrote about me on every new record. Well, I'll show up in the title of your song. I only hope somebody requests it. What's it like for you in Washington. I've only seen photos of Washington. I'll never know. No. Leave me Manhattan, I want the evergreens. Write me a song I can sing in my sleep. As sure as the rain that will fall where you stand, I want you in the skyline. These are my demands. Oh, oh, what's it like for you in Washington? I've only seen photos of Washington. I'll never know. No. So there you go. That song is called Working Titles, and it's pretty much my favorite song in the world right now. So it's on Damien Jurado's new album Maricopa. Check it out, and as well as the other things that I recommended to you if you're interested. If not, cool with me, but feel free to let me know what you're listening to. So I hope you enjoy. Make sure you keep a pen and paper so that you can take down all of the names that you're going to hear from everybody else. And I hope you guys are well. Talk to you next week. All right, so I'm here with Ann Nathan, who plays Barushka in Once the Musical, and today we're talking about what sort of music you find to be inspirational, or maybe what you're listening to right now on your iPod, or if you still listen to albums, I don't know. So albums, what's going on?
8-tracks.
Well, you know, albums, vinyl's making a big comeback. You know?
I am obsessed with Chris Thile and the Punch Brothers as well. Amazing mandolin player, sings like an angel, also did the Goat Rodeo sessions with Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely. Well. All right, so DP Kelly, how do you feel, man? What are you listening to these days?
Well, I'm listening to Ann talk about hers, and it's similar for me. Chris Thile and all the new bluegrass virtuosos that Yo-Yo Ma and Edgar Meyer surround themselves with, and also the old blues guys, Big Bill Brunzi and Robert Johnson always, you know, and so that's where I find a lot of inspiration.
Do you have an iPod?
I don't have an iPod, no. I have vinyl.
You have vinyl. What's the last vinyl you listened to?
I think I have a Joni Mitchell and Charles Mingus collaboration.
Nice. So now we got David Abelis, who plays Eamon in the show. David, what's going on, brother?
He's stealing all my musical choices.
Well, you know, you're just going to have to come up with something new.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got into the Goat Rodeo sessions right after our album was recorded because they're amazing. So Chris Thile and
explain a little bit about what that is for people who might not know.
It's a bunch of virtuoso string players who came together to make an album called the Goat Rodeo Sessions, and they basically it's kind of a neo bluegrass it's sort of classically influenced too with Yo-Yo Ma and then also kind of bluegrass and folk inspired, and it's just phenomenal.
Andy Taylor.
Warm up every day.
What else you got there, buddy?
Okay, so
what are you listening to
I'm
these
also
days?
a big fan of the Edgar Myers things. It is the album he did with Michael, the violin player.
So clearly, everybody needs to get the Edgar Myers.
Well, and also
Goat
Appalachian.
Rodeo
Go Rodeo
Sessions. Also, the Edgar Myers is a great composer, and he's like the world class. They're both the best. Like Yo-Yo Ma and Edgar Meyer are the two best like bass and cello players on the planet. Classically, they play the Kusevitsky's and solos and stuff with the Berlin Philharmonic, but they have this great, the Chris Thile thing, but also the Appalachian Waltz, it's called, that Edgar Meyer wrote.
Zygo, what you got, man? What you listening to these days?
See, I'm a sucker for some mainstream stuff. I like Daughtry right now.
Nice.
Rock music.
Yeah.
Switchfoot is one of my favorites, but one lesser-known band that I've been listening to a lot is the Gabe Dixon Band.
Oh yeah, I know
He's
them.
A spectacular piano player.
Yeah.
He's like a stickler.
A friend of mine played that on a road trip to Vegas.
Yeah, he's a stickler, and he's a consummate performer, and always wants it to sound exactly the same. And I have a live album of his called On the Rolling Ball, and then the Gabe Dixon Band is the self-titled album. It's just fantastic music.
Lucas, I know that we share such a deep love.
I mean, I might as well be from Kentucky.
Of the jacket.
The jacket is, I mean.
And for those that don't know, tell them who the jacket is.
My Morning Jacket are a rock and roll band out of Louisville, Kentucky.
I'd like to correct you and say they are the rock and roll
rock
band.
and roll band.
Out of Kentucky.
Out of Louisville, Kentucky, and they're, you know, they've been making a steady rise over the past decade. They kill it.
Will Connolly.
Hey.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, not much,
Tell us a little bit about what you're listening to these days. What's the last song you listened to on your iPod?
The last song I listened to on my iPod, I think, was Lil Wayne.
Nice.
I was listening to
the most inconspicuous Lil Wayne listener in the world.
I think that was what I was listening to this morning. But I mean, you know, these guys you all know I'm obsessed with Radiohead, and I think they're like the best band in the world touring right now.
Yeah.
But I'm also a child of 60s rock, so, you know, Beatles, Dylan, Hendrix, Beach Boys, all that great stuff.
What's your favorite Beach Boys album? A lot of people, you know, are going to definitely go Pet Sounds, but do you go the same way?
I have to say, Pet Sounds, I think, is a really cohesive piece from
Yeah,
start to finish.
that's pretty great.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful album.
Yeah. All right, dudes. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for helping me out with my little video blog, and
Right on, man.
we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah,
Rock
man.
and roll.
Thanks.
Say-